What's groovin' Raiders? Welcome to another Tracks on Sundays. I'm Tracks Max and this is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, first and foremost, don't mind my voice. I'm a little bit ill still, but I'm gonna try my best not to sound like AI generated voice, right? So we are on day 30 on the Hell Hades challenge, so we are picking up this champion right here, Karato. Pretty good, I'd say. This champion actually has a decent speed aura going for her, and she has the fill the turn meters of all allies by 15% and 30% speed increase buff on all allies for 2 turns. If we're lucky, we only need 1 book to get that booked, and then we can just leave her the way she is. Amazing champion, early game, definitely. Might even be placed into our clan boss team at some point, but we'll see how that goes. Now, what have we been doing basically on this account? Because I haven't done an update in a week. And you might have seen that I've also kind of fallen out of the top 10 on the leaderboards. Now, don't worry, I'm still playing, I'm still active. We are actually trying to push these missions right here, the Arbiter missions, right? So the Arbiter missions, we were kind of stuck on the clear stage 14 or higher of the Spirit Keep on, I think it was Monday, I believe, yeah. The issue was basically, I kind of made a mistake, okay? So I basically, what I forgot to do is I forgot to keep a bunch of greater potions of the arcane type, right? So I only had about 30-ish, 40-ish, I don't remember. I had to do a lot of arcane potion keep farming to get that mission done, and by the time I was done with that, I didn't have enough time to do the spirit anymore, so I had to let it go. But we're back now. It's Saturday morning, really early morning or night, however you want to put it, and this bad boy is open again. So we can actually start going back in here and doing the missions again, which is great. This time I have normally, at least if I believe, yeah, I've already got 81 of these, so I can do this next mission immediately, right? This time I was prepared. I got this done. I got the Force one done a little bit. The Void one on Sunday is going to be a problem, but that's going to be next week again because, well, tomorrow's Sunday, so tomorrow the Void Keep is going to be open. But of course, these are the time gates of the game and the missions, and next one is going to be Force, right? So kind of unfortunate, but we don't really have the gems to open up Void Keep or Force Keep, I mean, tomorrow. So we're gonna have to wait till Tuesday, and then next week Sunday, we can do the Void Keep one. But we're moving along in the missions pretty well, I'd say. Yeah, we're getting really close to Arbiter, and yeah, she's gonna boost the account a lot when we want to start really doing arena and live arena, right? So yeah, looking forward to that for sure. Speaking of live arena is on right now. Maybe we should hop in there and do a battle real quick, because I have been doing this as well. I'll show you guys the area bonuses real quick, what I've been putting everything into. We got this maxed out. I say maxed out because this is the highest we can get it in bronze. So right now that's maxed out at 6% ignore defense. Really handy for your faction wars and dirt cheap to do. I've spoken about this a couple of times. These upgrades are dirt cheap. Look, I could literally open yeah, almost all of these, I guess. No, I can open all of these first ones if I wanted to right now. That's how cheap they are, right? These already cost 50, so they're already a little more expensive, but we did go ahead and get some more ignore defense on this. Now, I want to actually upgrade this one, I think, to give us a little bit more shot in the Doom Tower, because right now the waves are pretty hard and the bosses are pretty hard as well. We're still stuck on the last stage of Doom Tower. Let me show you that real quick before we go into the live arena. So we're still stuck on this bad boy right here. We've tried all kinds of teams, but I think I need a next 6-star before I can actually get past this thing. Probably need to get Alice up to 6-star, which she obviously deserves because she has a 5-star blessing on her. Let's go into arena real quick. Live arena is active for 2 hours and 46 minutes, and we just tried to get as many wins here as possible, but the teams are getting stronger, right? So Karato might actually be a really good inclusion for us right now. I don't know if I really necessarily want to 6-star her, but maybe at a 5-star, she can already do some work for us and yeah, be a good speed boost target, right? Or champion, rather. So yeah, we have been busy mostly with potion keeps and Minotaur, so those are 2 very uninteresting things basically, right? But they are very necessary in the beginning of the game. Especially the Minotaur was very useful for us to get ourselves a 3-key nightmare right now. So after this run, I'll show you my team in a second for the clan boss, since it's actually since today that I did 15 million on a single run, which is pretty cool. Now this to me looks like a bot, but we'll find out in a second if it is or not. But this is like a generic name and generic avatar right here. I said I was gonna try not to sound like an AI generated voice, but I don't know if that's working or not. You guys tell me in the comments. Yeah, it's been a bit of a rough week for me, trying to barely hang on at work and stuff like that, right? So let's see here. Yeah, these, I mean, maybe this is a real person with these kind of champions, but I highly doubt it, actually. I am going to I think I just want Alice, actually. She's pretty fast, and if I can lock them out, then I think we're Gucci here, right? Probably want to get rid of this guy. Yeah, I'll get rid of him. This one's annoying too, though, so I hope I'm faster than him. If they banned the Kale, then it's, yeah, this is definitely a bot. I must have lost the last 3 or something, but I mean, that's no surprise, really. The teams I've been facing have been pretty good. The last fight, to be honest, was kind of close, I believe, or maybe the fight before that, but most of them are not close at all. Like level 100s, level 96s, and not that that's not beatable or anything, but I mean, they have been playing for over a year. It would make sense that their gear and champions are a little better, right? So what happens half of the time is these players don't really want to play live arena, so they don't do it. But now that Teleria has implemented the quest, right, there's an advanced quest here somewhere. We don't have it today, otherwise it would have popped up here. But sometimes you have the live quest, win 1 live arena battle, and so these players, that's the only reason why they go in there, and that's the only reason why they actually do live arena at all. So, and I don't blame them. It takes a lot of time. Not everyone is interested in live arena. That's fine. I'm not interested in it every single day either, but you know. All right, so these points, these 250, they were actually gained by that high Katoon, so that's pretty cool. I did pull some shards earlier this week. Well, actually, not early this week. About 10 hours ago, I pulled some shards just when this thing started, because at the same time, there was still this open right here, Soul Chase Tournament. And I'm going to show you something. This was pretty disappointing to me. This shard right here is 675 points for a Void Shard. And as you can see here, we got 666 points. That's not cool, man. That's not cool. All right, we needed 9 more points, man, to get this Void Shard, and we didn't get it. I mean, I'm digging the 666, but come on, man. 675. We needed 9 points, so I was so close. I sold everything I could to get as many of these dumb red things as I could open, you know, but we just didn't get there. I opened shards with, you know, with a little luck or a lot of luck, I might have gotten this, and then I would have had to open another big soul, but I was willing to try anything, really, you know. But it all failed. It all failed. What did we get from our pulls earlier? We got this dude, Daywalker, not super interesting. I mean, he's a weird champion. He has this, revives his champion when he dies. Yeah, I don't really know why I would use this champion when we have someone like a Wukong, for instance, who basically does the same, but way better. Who else do we get here? We got the Ghoulish Ranger. We got the Ingot Twist Staff. Probably one of the not so great Sylvan Watchers, considering we have people like Flannan, for instance, who is way better in my opinion. I mean, this guy's not bad, but he seems like a worse champion than someone like Flannan. But I mean, he does bring an aura here, so that's something I didn't have in the Sylvan Watchers yet, so I guess that's a small victory there. But yeah, nothing amazing, guys. Still, our luck has been pretty mediocre. Here and there, some good epics, but nothing amazing, right? Anyway, I was going to show you guys my clan boss team, so here you go. As you can see right here, this is currently a 3-key team, right? Now, there is a little bit of RNG involved because, well, these brimstones need to go off, and if they don't go off, well, then, you know, that's 250,000 damage per pop that doesn't go off. You can get 2 pops that go off. You need this to land basically on the first turn of the cycle, which is the first AoE, and then you get the 500k off of one of these brimstones landing, right? If you do it on the second thing, there's only going to be one 250k brimstone going off, and same goes for if you get it off on the stun turn of the clan boss, on the third turn basically of the cycle, you're also only getting 250k. So you need a little bit of RNG there. Also, Kale with his poisons, y'all seen it before, right? Sometimes you land 4 poisons with the A3, sometimes you land 0, you know. 2 is the average, but if you roll high and you roll a lot of 3s and 4s, well, you're gonna get more damage, obviously. I also put him into this other blessing. It was something I read on a comment somewhere. I don't recall what video it was, but I thought, that seems like a good idea to actually give Kale the chance to have his A1 also place the big boy version of these poisons. And I gotta say, that is probably the call. If you're running Kale and you're running him as your clan boss damage dealer, I would suggest going Nature's Bounty too. I think this is the play for sure, because the other option that we had was this Phantom Touch. It doesn't do as much damage as the big boy version of poison, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, if you want to adjust your champion a little bit, that could be a way to do it, right? I'm not completely sure if that is the way to go, but it feels better to me. So there's that. Especially also on like higher level bosses in dungeons and stuff, like your damage isn't going to be great anyway because you're in a lifesteal set, right? But poisons kind of always do the thing that they're supposed to do, right? So yeah, I think Nature's Bounty is definitely the way to go, and I'm pretty happy with it. So now, what are the things that we're looking to do and progress the account further? As you can see, half of our account is basically just food waiting to be sacrificed, and the other half is just waiting to be built, basically, right? Now, we did 6-star Giscard the Sigiled. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. And we've been trying to land some books in this damn A2, man, but it does not want to land here for some reason. But since we're hitting Nightmare, we are getting some epic books here and there. I've got a couple during the week, so we're just trying to land those. And once we get those in here, I think our damage or our survivability is going to be better. And if our survivability is better, that means our damage is going to be better, right? And our damage will actually also be better because of the increased attack, which will help people like Alice, will help people like Kale. I believe even Uugo and Tagoar can benefit from that a little bit, so there's that. And on the A1, well, this getting books isn't the worst either, because we do want this big boy decrease attack on him, right? So actually, we want this on most of the bosses that we're facing. Let's be real here. 75% chance, but we do have the mastery here that, well, not that one, this one, that actually increases the chance of placing any debuff from skills or artifacts by 5%. So we can get that up to 80% basically, right? If we get the extra 2 books there, it's going to be fantastic. So 4 more books and this guy is basically finished. Well, a few levels extra as well. We did pick up this Master Hexer. Why? Because his A1, unfortunately, is only for 1 turn. That is kind of annoying. If you're doing it on auto, especially because you want this to be on the clan boss every AoE that the clan boss does. The stun turn doesn't matter, because the stun turn the clan boss won't actually use his attack. It will actually use a damage source based off the max HP of your champion. So this does nothing on that turn. So what that means is on the turn that the clan boss is actually going to stun you, that's the turn you want to be doing this, right? That's the turn you want to be doing Field of Strength. Everybody gets increased defense, everyone gets increased attack, and yeah, everyone's happy, right? But the other turns, you definitely want this on. Now, because this is such a low chance currently, right? 55% chance means, well, 60 with the mastery means more or less 1 out of 2 almost. You're not going to land this. That's a bad thing. You don't want that. You want this to land as much as possible. So what I did is, I did something pretty unorthodox, I would say. I'm using a set that I'm sure many of you just throw out the window immediately when you see it. But to me, for this specific occasion, I think this is one of the best sets this guy could be wearing, which is the Avenging set. Now, it's a 4-piece set and has a 45% chance to counterattack when a debuff is placed on the wearer. Now, if you're not aware, the clan boss actually attacks you and places a poison on you on the first AoE. And with this, you have a pretty big chance that Giscard is going to counterattack. So, you know, that gives you your normal attack. You have a chance to place this. Maybe you miss, and maybe you get the counterattack and you can place it then with this. Then when you place it, you also have a 30% chance that you get it extended. So you have for 2 turns. So the next turn, you don't have to worry about it, right? And then you could, like, if you're doing it on manual, you can actually use this ability, which does a little bit more damage and puts a shield on Giscard. So he survives a little longer, right? I think in the long run, this is actually a very good play, and especially once we get this booked, right? Well, both of these actually booked, it's going to be a lot better for us. And I think the 3-key Nightmare is like in the bag now already, but once we get like our 4th guy and all these things booked, or 5th guy, I mean, our 5th, 6th star into the clan boss team, I think that's the moment we will probably be looking at a 2-key Nightmare. So that is going to be great for us. That means we're going to be able to do Nightmare and Brutal and get a lot of rewards from the clan boss that way and progress the account even further. Now, other than that, like I said, we've been just basically farming these potion keeps, very boring. I did do some of these things like Iron Twins to try and get some extra bonus rewards. Such as stage 9, I think I did on Void the other day. It may have been Spirit, I'm not completely sure. But we did manage to get to stage 9 on one of the affinities. Definitely not on Force, that's for sure. We also managed to get stage 1 of the Hard Dragon. This is a very slow run, and this is basically the team that I used. I manualed this because, well, you really need to use the crowd control of these 2 champions right here. This guy freezes everyone right on the AoEs, and this guy provokes on the A2. You need to control the waves and just slowly pick them off one by one, and on the second wave you need to make sure that you have that up again, right? And then on the boss you need to make sure that this guy is doing his A1 as much as possible, because without the decreased attack you're done, you're finished. There's no way you get through it. So but this team seems to be working. I haven't really been farming this because, well, who has 10 minutes to do a run, every single dungeon run? I do not, so that's why I haven't been doing that. But it is cool that we were able to get up in here, right? On normal, we can easily, this is just on auto, stage 24, but we did that last week already. I haven't actually done that since last week, so maybe it's faster now. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm not really farming Dragon at the moment, even though there is a very good tournament going on for Dragon right here, right? You're only allowed to use these champions anyways to get these rewards, so it doesn't really matter for us. And as I said, we are trying to do the missions and try to stay focused on that, right? So yeah, that's the account basically in a nutshell. We've also been pushing these pretty hard since the last time, 345. 2 new factions here opened. I don't really think I have much going on in those factions anymore, so I don't believe a lot of stars will be added today, but yeah, we're carrying along here. It's going pretty well, I'd say. I believe this is one of the things that we're still first at on the leaderboards, knock on wood, but yeah, we're doing relatively good on the faction wars, I'd say, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think to let you guys go, I'm gonna go ahead and pull our 1 ancient shard. I don't even remember where I got this sucker, but hey, one of these days there's gonna be a legendary in here and it's gonna be fantastic, man. But that day is unfortunately not today. It is another fencer. I have this champion already, so this will most likely be food. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me again this week, guys. If you have any questions, comments, stuff like that, leave them below in the comments. And yeah, hope you guys have a nice rest of your week, and I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.